Hey everybody, Pierre Quinn here, and I teach leaders how to courageously begin the journey to personal and professional transformation. And in this video, I want to talk about 3 things that I did not learn in school about success. Let's go. Before we jump deeper into this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button so that you can be one of the first to know whenever a new video is released. See, I went to school at a small private college in Southwest Michigan. I spent nearly 10 years of my life there in between undergrad, graduate school, and then another graduate degree. I even taught there for a few years. And man, so much knowledge was poured into me. I learned how to craft a speech. I learned how to break down an argument. I learned about ancient Near Eastern culture. I learned about media manipulation and propaganda. I even learned about the impact of higher education policy on the long-term success of students. So much knowledge. But the truth is, as it relates to being successful, there weren't many classes about that. In fact, I learned so much more about the keys to success outside of the classroom and outside of the collegiate environment than I did inside the classroom. Let me share with you just a few of them. One of the things that I learned about success is that you have to create your own definition of what it means to be successful. That's right. College is a business. It's big business. College is a business, and the product is, for the most part, getting you to walk across the stage and get that little piece of paper that says you learned something here. But even if you don't walk across the stage, the school is still going to get their money one way or the other. So you might as well get a piece of paper out of it. And because that's the product of college, the environment pushes you to think about success as just that piece of paper. And that's why so many students fall off after their collegiate experience, because they were never placed in a situation to think about success afterwards. They've only lived their life up to that point with the school's definition of success. Now, many of us are the same way. Once we get out of school, we don't take chances. We don't see life in a different way. And we often play it safe because we're measuring our life by someone else's definition of success. And that's why so many people end up being disgruntled after their first and even sometimes their second job, is because they feel like they were forced into it, all because they didn't have their own picture of what success looked like. So they borrowed someone else's perspective. Here's something else that's also important. Your picture of success will change depending upon the season of life that you're in. But for every season, you need to frame your own picture and write your own definition of what it means to be successful. Here's the second thing that I did not learn in school about success. In order for you to be really successful, you have to figure out how to play nicer with people. Now, I know they talk about this a lot in elementary school, and they harp on it a lot in kindergarten about playing nice and sharing your toys and being respectful. But somewhere along the way in the education experience, we lose sight of it. And then we get to college and they drop us in that infamous group project, you know, with the person that's the know-it-all and the person that is the jokester and the person that wants to make the PowerPoint and the person who's had the teacher before, so they already know what the teacher expects, so they make themselves the leader of the group without anyone else's vote. Yeah, that group project. And I used to watch my students cringe at even the sound of the announcement that it was time for group projects. And so many people were looking for ways to escape and breathed a sigh of relief as soon as it was over, only to find out that in the professional world, much of the work is one big group project, and you got to figure out how to play nice with other people. Now, that's one of the things that I like about my job. I get to travel across the country and do keynotes and workshops and seminars. And oftentimes I'm working with the teams to help them better understand each other and figure out ways to better collaborate so they can increase their productivity. I really love those sessions when people look at each other and say, hey, wow, this explains so much. And that insight helps them better work together. I get it. Much of college was an individual effort, and you walked away with your degree and your accomplishments. And it's crazy that we take all of these people who were taught to be smart on their own, and we put them in a job and beg them to try to be smart together. And quite often, they need a little help. Okay, a lot of help. If you want to make it further in life, you got to figure out how to play nicer with other people. Here's a third thing that I did not learn in college about success. You need more people. That's right, you need more people. Remember your senior year? You were scrambling, running across campus, or racking your brain trying to figure out who you could call on for a recommendation letter, who could vouch for you. And then you realized you didn't spend enough time in the collegiate experience making connections and building your network. Because life is all about connections. You'd be amazed at how many jobs are filled, how many contracts are signed, and how many opportunities are given by people who did not have to go through the process that everybody else is trying to go through. They didn't have to fill out that long form on the internet and still upload their resume at the end. They didn't have to go through the normal vetting process, all because when the decision makers were in a room, their name came up and someone vouched for them. That's the power of a network. And that's the other reason why so many people are trying to add you as friends on LinkedIn. People know the bigger your network, the bigger your community, the more opportunities will come your way. And if you want to be more successful, however that picture looks for you, you need more people. So maybe like me, you weren't taught in school that you need to write your own definition of success, that you need to learn how to play nicer with people, and that you need more people on this success journey. But now you know. And in the words of G.I. Joe, knowing is half the battle. Now put some work in for that other half so that you too can be successful.